Hi everyone, it's Jenny here. Welcome to Savvy Self-Publishing, where your story matters. This is my very first video for this brand new channel. I have thought in the past about doing another channel, but I didn't really know what it would be about. But lately, I've had a couple people ask me for tips on getting started with self-publishing. So I thought I would devote a whole new channel to that topic. I haven't been self-publishing all that long. My first book was published in November 2022, and I really only started out with an ebook, but then it morphed into a book, a paperback book, and then other books followed. And so while I haven't been in the business, so to speak, for all that long, I have learned a whole lot in the last year and a bit. And I wanted to share that knowledge with you because, like I said, I've had two people reach out to me in the last couple weeks wanting some tips on getting started. So that's actually what I'm going to talk about in this video. I have 4 main points I want to make for getting started, and some of them are things I didn't necessarily do, especially the first one. So you might be wondering, what is that? What didn't I do? Believe it or not, for someone who is a planner, I didn't actually plan very much. I had been writing articles on divorce recovery, and after a while I realized, wait a minute, I have enough to make a book. And I put those articles together into a book. I used Amazon, and it was definitely a learning curve, but and the actual book that I have now, the Divorce Recovery Handbook, that first book, has gone through a lot of changes. It's changed covers, it's changed, the inside has changed quite a bit, especially as I have gotten more confident, more comfortable with the whole publishing process. So yes, the first tip I have for you to get started is to plan. You can outline your book if you want. If you know what you want to write about, outline the chapters, or if you have a series in mind. Maybe you don't have a series in mind, maybe you just have one book, but maybe there are other books that could follow. Maybe you could just kind of brainstorm what that might look like. Because for me, I really didn't plan, which is really odd because I'm such a planner in real life. But the books just kind of came about organically. And if I could go back and do it again, I might have planned a little more, because I actually have 2 divorce recovery books, and I could have made one, really, but I've turned them into a series. I've redone or revamped the first one again, and I'm feeling a lot better about that. And I'm going to be redoing the second one. That's my next project, and just to make it more of a cohesive series. And see, if I'd planned ahead of time, I could have just made that one book. I started to do that after the fact, but I'm like, that's going to be way too much. So I just decided to revise the ones that I already have. So yes, tip number 1 for getting started is to plan. And maybe you already have been planning, which is great. And there's lots of aspects going into the planning, which is actually leading us into the next point. So plan, number 1. The second one is publish. Publish, yes, but publish, publisher. Where do you want to publish your books? There's Amazon, there's Draft to Digital, there's Ingram Sparks, Lulu, not Lululemon, Lulu, and other avenues. Uncursed is one that I was with for a while, but my books weren't selling, and well, actually I sold 2 books there, but they paid by PayPal, and for some reason, because they were in the US and I'm in Canada, there was a fee charged, and if you get paid by PayPal, you need a $15 limit. I made 12, so that $12 is still sitting in my PayPal account. So, and maybe they were just beginning. Uncursed was just beginning. Maybe they've grown since then, but it was just getting too frustrating, and so I took my books off there. At one point, I had my books on draft to digital. When you go with draft to digital, one benefit is they have a really the template for the formatting template. I don't think I'm saying that right. Anyway, it is a lot better than Amazon in some respects. So I did appreciate that part. But when at first I was just going to do an ebook, and I thought, well, that seems silly. So I did paperback, but they take your cover, your ebook cover, and put it on the paperback, and the color was skewed. It just didn't look right. So anyway, in the end, I didn't get a single sale there, and so I just took my books off. I mean, it was kind of a waste of time because I put a lot of time into formatting my books for that purpose, but it was too much of a headache, and I just took them off. So now and Ingram Sparks is another one I looked into, but I couldn't figure out how to get started on there. So I just gave up on that, and I'm just sticking with Amazon. Amazon is easy. It's one of the biggest. I know if you go with Ingram Sparks or Draft to Digital, you might have more of a chance of getting your books in bookstores or in libraries. But it's just, for me, I didn't enjoy that process. So I'm just sticking with Amazon. And so, yeah, plan. This goes along with planning, but it's kind of a second part. Publisher question mark. Where do you want to publish? It's good to think about that ahead of time. And along with that is a third point, which also is kind of in line with planning, but depending on where you actually decide to publish, you want to look at getting an ISBN number for your book. Although, if you decide to go exclusively with Amazon, you can use their free ISBNs. But the limitation there is if you decide at some point to publish elsewhere, then you'll have to unpublish through Amazon and and republish the book again with your own ISBN. The bonus is in Canada, you do not have to pay for ISBNs. You set up an account. I forget where, but I can link the ISBN place in Canada below. And you can request as many. I think you can request up to. I don't remember. I think I requested 15 for the next 3 years or something, and it's free. You don't have to pay for it, which is a bonus. Because if you're in the U.S., it costs $125 per ISBN, and I've heard different things. Some people say you need an ISBN for ebooks. Others don't. Say you don't need ISBNs for books, but you definitely need them for either paperback or hardback. I only have one hardback, and that's my Stop Settling When It Comes to Love book. That was one of the revisions I made. I decided to make it into a hardback. I extended it, and I made it into a hardback. The drawback there is you can only order hardbacks on Amazon through Amazon.com, and so it's a little more expensive. And anyway, I got a copy. I should have had it with me. I could have shown you, but anyway, I do have a hard copy of that. And anyway, was it worth it? I don't know. It's just an extra step. So yeah, so there's planning, and in that planning, not just your books, but publish where you're going to publish. And if you go with just Amazon, like, do you want your own ISBN or not? The bonus of using, again, just Amazon, if you're in the U.S., is you don't have to pay for your ISBN. So I definitely wouldn't want to be paying $125 per book for an ISBN. So I feel blessed to be in Canada where they're free. And then, so the last point I wanted to say for planning, or for planning, yes, I guess that's part of planning, is just to write. write your book, use your previous plans, and of course, sometimes plans don't always go as we'd hoped, and things turn out a little different, and that's fine too. But those are some good getting started tips. And like I said, I didn't necessarily do every one of these steps, but I kind of wish I had. So you can learn from I don't know if they're mistakes, but you can learn from what I wish I would have done. And actually, I'm going to link another video that I did for my other channel, Art Strings. I considered putting these self-publishing videos on that channel because it is creative, and Art Strings is all about inspiring your creativity. But really, I thought that self-publishing deserved its own, niche spot on YouTube. So that is what I've done. But I'm going to link a video that I did on that channel, things I wish I knew before I started self-publishing. That might really help you too, especially if you're just starting out. I know it's overwhelming. There's a lot to learn, but when you've learned it, it's amazing. It feels good because you have a book in your hands. Well, I don't at the moment, but I could have a book in my hands. I have books on my bookshelf. But anyway, it's a great feeling of accomplishment when you have completed the process and done your due diligence and get the end result of a book. And I was talking to my husband about all this recently, and I have quite a big compassion for those who are brokenhearted, because I've been brokenhearted in my past, and I thought, my YouTube channel should be about, heartbreak and things like that. But he said sometimes, he always makes really good points like this, but he said sometimes writing a book is a part of someone's healing. And that is so, so true. So let me encourage you with that. And if you're heartbroken and you want to write a book, don't let the fact that you're feeling heartbroken stop you. You can write through heartbreak, and it might even help you. So I'm sure all my writing has been very helpful for me. So anyway, that's about it for this video. If there are any questions that you have related to self-publishing that you want me to address in future videos, please let me know in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed this first video, and I look forward to having more chats with you about self-publishing in the future. I really enjoy talking about it, and I hope it's beneficial to you as well. So that's it for now. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.